Yo. Oh yeah. Okoko. Happy weekend. Today be Friday. Sige, happy weekend. Afternoon from Eba, and then good morning, side, good evening. Just well off. Who is that? Who are you? Come in. Come in. No. I'm on live. I'm on live. Take this. No. Yeah. What's up? Greg Somadi na Emmanuel. Yo, ADT. Ladies. Man like Bush. Henry Ndubisi. Onye Boba. Hope Baino Fernandez Echi. Man like Bush. Frank Emeka Okoye. Ekene. Dịka na-ekwu, today bụ Friday. Friday bụ ụbọchị ọma. So ebe ọbụla ị nọ n'ụwa gbaa gburugburu, I hope na na-erichi gị. It's quite unfortunate na Facebook just kụjisi anyị. So mana whichever way, ọ bụrụ na ị na-watch na TikTok, ị ga na-afụ m. Ọ bụrụ na ị nọ na YouTube, ị ga na-watch m na-afụ m ọfụma. Clearly, even as so si ka m wichie gị happy weekend ebe ọbụla ị nọ. Any country ị nọ, ọ bụ ọzọ na ị nọ na West. Ọ bụ south, east or north, one side ka ị ga-anọ. Ụmụnne anyị bi na countries vabi fa na-abịakwuru program but fa dị agwa anyị n'ebe a ka fabi anọ na-abụkarị country ịda anụ safia. Achọkwa nka m gwakwa fa ada ama nwanne m ebe ọ bụla ị nọ wee na-efolo, ị ga proud of country ị nọ n'ime. O nwere reason. You're unfortunate. You are not unfortunate to have found yourself in that country. So long as isi na-akpa gị were ego awee gị wee nweta onwe gị ebe a dị ndịda ga-emesịa dị ngongo, maka na ebe dị ngongo na-emesịkwa dị ndịda. Ife mma gwara ebe gị asị nwanne mmadụ ịda na ntọrọ ga-atọ ọ na-etọrọ mgbe ọ na-ịba ọgbọ gị na-ekwupụla n'obodo ị bịara, no matter what, na-ekwupụlie na-asọpụrụ ya na o nwere ngozi nọ n'obodo ahụ ka o wee nwee ike lụọ ego aka. O nwere ndị na-ebi na fa bụ spiritual people, ụfọdụ asị gị na fa bụ ozi na-emetụ aka. Nwanne m ebu spiritual ma ebu physical, ọsị ya bụrụ na o nwere ife na-alụ ọrụ n'ime mmụọ ma ọ nọrọ alụ. Ife anyị ma alụ bụ na nkwụba aka ọtọ bụ nkwụba aka ọtọ. Ife anyị ji ekwu abụrụ ka onye anyị ndụ. Ife anyị ji ekwuchalụ mmadụ bụ na anyị chọkwalụ ka esokwa na-akwuola anyị. Ya kpatara na mbịa na nke gị mma jisi ike kpee ikpe kwụ ọtọ, maka one day ị ga-abịakwa na nke m ịbịakwa ka inwe ike kpee ikpe kwụ ọtọ. Ọ bụrụ na ije ọrụ oyibo n'obodo ọbụla ijere malụ na ngozi dị n'obodo a ga-eru gị aka, mana ọ gị ka ọ dị n'aka. Kwupụla obodo adịsị naanị ihe etiri obodo ma ọ na-edịrọ proud of obodo ị nọ ya. Ị na-ezo ya ezo, obodo ezodokwa gị. Obodo ma how to come, maka ị na-anya obodo ọbụla ijelụ ị ga-afụsị na unu dịsịkwa ya. Ị ga-afụrịrị unu enu na-abịa ịtọ, ịfụkwa moto na-agba n'obodo a ka ị malụ na ebe anyị chọtara na ọ dị ya. O dipendizi ka isi achọ ya. Ọ bụrụ na ị chọrọ ya na bulk, o nwere ike ma ya bịa na like that. So mana ife mmalụ bụ na ihe ọma dị n'obodo a ga-elu obodo ya. Gazie ụmụnne m Nze Levi, Davidson Eke, mmadụ Eke, Emmanuel Raphael, Man like Bush, Ezi Napoleon, Prince Onwe. Nwanne m nakwa Gloria Ogbaje, Akwezu, Idonyele Iru, Pretty Zukish. If you are following, I don't know which country you are watching from, but just in case my language is strange to you, the thing is, it's an opportunity for me now to introduce myself properly, because I need to rep my state, I need to rep my identity. I am Onowu Igbo from Igbo land in Nigeria. Yeah, so we all know that in Nigeria, Igbo land is located in the east. So I am an Easterner. And then there is no way I could come here without representing. So my culture states that when my people comes around, I need to heal them. Just they're healing me too. So try and be following. It will be a great advantage on your side that you have learned my language through this program. For real. This language can put food on your table in so many ways. If you find yourself in China and then you have to speak this language, wherever you have blacks dominated in China, in Vietnam, wherever you find black dominance, you must speak this language. That's the only language that can make way for you. All right, thank you. Welcome to today's program. I want to tell you something about my Nigeria. We are the Easterners, right? And I feel that there's a lesson to learn from the North. So that's why in this my social media handles, the captions differs. In the one I said that the North need to teach Igbos a lesson. So when you see such a caption without waiting for the program properly, you might be seeing it in a different way. So I won't blame you when you see it in a different way. That's the reason why you have to be here to hear me out. There are those things you see right in the East, in Igbo, which doesn't represent us. It is not part of our culture, but we welcomed it. We are at peace with it. When I tell you this, I give you an example. A typical example of what I'm saying is like white wedding. When you come to Igbo land, we conduct white weddings. So today, we don't see it like white wedding. We see it like wedding. And even to a point that people don't understand you or they don't see you like a married person until you have shown them your wedding picture. Or you identify yourself with a ring on your fourth finger. You see, that's when they began to see like, oh, you are really married. But in our own culture, it's not like that. In my culture, you need to perform the traditional rites because that marriage is conducted in a traditional manner. That's why it's called traditional marriage. And it's not just traditional marriage, it's Igbo traditional marriage. Wherever marriage occurs, it's practiced in their own way. It is traditional. So we see that white wedding is white tradition. That's how they do theirs. And now they impose it on us. By the time they brought church, it came with it. That's where we learned it from. And we made peace with it. There are so many things they brought into our land. Today we are in peace with it. So, in likewise manner, there are things we can see from the North, which we can pick and join to what we have. Just the way we see some languages like it's borrowed. So we can still borrow from other people. There is something that we in Nigeria, something like waving off some certain things or the negative energies, those things that can weigh you down, they wave them off. We see them. When you live life like that, they see you like, no, they've been to the Hausa. So when somebody refers you like you live like the Hausas, it means that you are not holding too tight to. You are not holding too tight. You quickly wave things off. You don't put things to mind. You just yourself. So whatever they say, no, they've been to the Hausa, that is what they mean, which is not our life. In our tradition, we recall. We don't forget. We will forgive, but we don't forget. That is Igbos for you. We have things that we do differently. Like when you talk about dominance, it's us. We dominate wherever you find us. In every sphere of life we find ourselves, we dominate. It's our. You don't have to wonder so much why these Igbos are prospering. It's because it's part of our tradition. You wonder why you don't see Igbo man begging. Igbo doesn't beg. It is our tradition. But today you find Igbos begging. It's because they are tired of our tradition. That is why they are living it now. Igbo man can now beg freely. You find somebody well dressed. This one happened in South Africa, where I was doing my business. This guy came to my shop. He was well dressed, like a very simple attire with jacket on. So he tends to make you believe he's a pastor. He has a Bible in his hands. So he came to my shop and he was speaking to my friend. And that my friend is from Umoji. He's called Nonso. He's living today. So he now approached my guy. Transport money. He doesn't even have money to eat. He talked about the way they snatch his wallet and stuff. So my friend thought that this guy was telling him truth. So he now gave him, I think, 50 rand. I guess it's 50 rand. He gave it to this man. That money was enough for his transport to and fro and even to feed for the night. Now this guy took that money, went to the other corner and started begging somebody in the same format. So this my friend now, to move around a bit, he took a little walk, getting to that corner. He saw this same guy asking money from another guy. And this my guy, Bugodonyenko. So the way he pounced on the guy, like, oh, this is your format, right? Okay, now I want my money back. Give me the one I gave you already. He started demanding for the money. And now people gathered. Then we are like, how could you, man? You are too big for this. We call executive beggars. They are everywhere now. And these are Igbo people. It's not part of our culture. These are the things they borrowed from somewhere, because now we are lazy people. We are now lazy. Most of us to the farm. Now we farming as stressful. Farming is stressful. Now, why don't you go and farm in other areas? You are not doing it. You chose to be begging. So this is Igbos now. So when we talk about other people's culture, we talk about our own culture. So there are things we need to pick from these northerners. It's a lesson to us. Like going straight to the major point is, in all the localities in Nigeria where you find Nigerians, let's say you find the northerners there. Okay, let me say Aba, for example, or Onitsha, for example. If anything should happen to one Hausa person or one guy from the north, under 10 minutes, you will see more than 200 Hausa guys surrounded there. They are there for their own. They came to rescue their own. They want to know what their own has ever done to have made them apprehend him. So they come for their brothers. They I mean, like, they are watching each other's back. They are their brother's keeper. They are doing it. Now, this is part of them. It is no. If you go to Lagos, there was a time I was traveling. I got to Lagos, so Alakija side. So it happens to be that there is a riot. I think the Okada riders, which are mainly Hausa guys there. So they had issues with police. Now police, they were shooting tear gas towards to dispatch them, and they kept coming at the police. So you see that unity, the way they are united. You see, they don't want to, like, allow their brother go to, like, a pain to one is a pain to all. You see them gather. Now, fast forward to Igbo land. When you are in pains, nobody cares. People don't come. You have a case in the police station, it's only few that will come. Do you know, even as we are talking, these protests end hunger in Nigeria. Nigerians who are at home are even seeing themselves like they are more disadvantaged. They don't really understand that even the ones abroad are more disadvantaged than them. All this rubbish here, all these corruption cases, now they are talking about seizure of aircrafts and this, their private jets and whatever. You don't even know that most of the countries where we are residents are still looking down on us. All the things that our embassies or our ambassadors supposed to be doing, they are not doing them. They are not performing their duties in those countries. Now, it is now affecting the citizens. And when we talk citizens abroad, we are really talking Igbos, because in numbers, Igbos are more dominated abroad. So when you see them having issues like renewal of documents, it affects the Igbos more. Igbos are more dominant. Igbos are major in number abroad. When you count us, you see that we have more Igbos. Go to Belgium, Igbos are there. Germany, there are more. Holland, Spain, Swiss, Ukraine, Russia, China, wherever you go, Igbos are more dominant there. So when we are having all these diplomatic issues, is affecting the people there, which are Igbos now. Sometimes you can't come out on the street to conduct your businesses. Why? Your documents are not okay. And your government is not doing anything to proper the thing. There was a time in South Africa, we couldn't go to our embassy to talk of, if you come to renew your passport, they tell you that the machine has broken down, that they need to take your information and forward it to Abuja, then again. So people began to suffer it. Now you can't travel. You can't travel because you can't travel without your expired passport that has a sticker of whichever country that qualifies you. It's proper that when there is United States of America's visa on your passport, and tomorrow you want to go to Germany, it will be easy for you. That is quite obvious. Now, in a situation where your passport has expired over 3 months now, over 6 months, and they keep telling you that the machine is not working, so what do? It's affecting you. You have a family to feed. So the people here are not really seeing our problem. They thought they are the only ones that have problems. They are not the only ones having problems. This issue now is connecting everybody, tying everybody down. Indonesia, I see Nigerians protesting. I see them protesting. I saw Nigerians also protesting in Senegal. They go to the embassy. They knock everything upside down. Even they brought down the Nigerian flag. I saw one went to the coat of arms trying to pull it down and stuff. Those people you see there having those issues, those people are, put it to Igbos, we cannot argue it and we can't deny it. Igbos are more affected when these people frustrate your life abroad. Why is so bad there is that everybody is trying to survive. So you are not going to be a burden to them. You are not a family to them. They have more issues at home, and you want to bring your problem to him already. He even has the same problem. So you find out that it's difficult for you to have mother. You don't have father here. You don't have your relatives here. You are man alone. Most of those friends surrounding you have this. The only thing binding us together is that name, Igbo. And now we find the same hot soup. We are in a mess. Government is fucking us, not even giving us that opportunity. Okay, look at Dubai. Do you know how many Igbos stranded in India, even as I speak? Okay, the time I traveled to Senegal in 2019, the first thing I needed then was how to get my residence. Now, by then, it cost 10,000 naira to get it fixed. I went there, I paid the money, and they gave me my residence. I did in my card. But I found out that there are so many Nigerians that couldn't do it. So many of them couldn't afford it. If we had good government, will it be expensive? It's something government can even give us. You don't need to get it fixed. You just go there, they laminate, they just punch it into the system, you put your fingerprint, and you are gone. It's a simple process. Go to South Africa and see how we are being abused by these our hosts. Even for that aduro, that asylum, no matter whichever way we got it, as long as we are registered as an asylum seeker, whenever we come there for renewal, see the way they treat us like we are piece of shit. Somebody that can't stand before you and talk rubbish, we tell it to you, talk to you anyhow. What can you do? You can't do anything. It's because our government is not working. Nigerians are suffering abroad. Nigerians are really suffering. All this jackpot. Nobody traveled out of just because he wants to travel. No, they're really bad. Now they travel thinking life will be easy for them. They already know it's not going to be easy, but they believe that once they get there, there will always be a way. Now, that way seems impossible now. They are stranded. They don't want to come back. Come back to where? Is justice? Is it a country where things are working? Nothing is working. So now this is going to be a wake-up call that Igbos need now to unite more than ever. We must learn this from the Hausas. When one Igbo is crying, others should cry along him. We should cry alongside him. Come and know why your brother is facing this issue. Even to come to the court. You can't do it for your brother. It's disheartening. A friend of yours, when he was here outside, you claim to be a friend. You are always around him. Now, you are nowhere to be found. Don't you know that when your friend comes to the court, whenever they brings him to the court, he turns around, or even when he's walking in, he sees you. Even standing there, he's standing there with confidence, knowing, yes, at least there are few people who can tell good stories about him, or who can even tell of. He's not sure of tomorrow. Anything can happen. They might decide to jail him for 20 years. They might decide to jail him for life. Anything can happen. But seeing you there alone gives him encouragement. But can you go? You won't. That's the day you remember to go and hustle. That's the day you remember you need to pay your house rent. That's the day you remember your mom is sick. Some people died in agony. Their brothers just betrayed them. We need to rally around. There are things we do. When I got back here 2 years back, okay, I shot a short movie called New Soweto. Real life story. What happened? How a friend betrayed a friend. After the business they did, and the cops busted them. He had a chance to run away, but decided to stay still. He asked his friend, now you can go. I will take the fall for the two of us. Don't worry. Whatever the proceeds from, you can use yours and keep mine for me. I will suffer for the two of us. And that's what happened. Now, when this guy came back from prison, he was deported straight. Getting back to the country, he began to put call through to his friend. And his friend warned him seriously not to ever call him again. He has no business with him. Blocked him off. And if anybody tries to, get hold of him or try to talk him into sorting things out with this guy, he doesn't want to hear about it. You become his enemy. So I was trying to pass that message before I had an issue with YouTube. So that was it. Igbos, we are really fond of that abroad. We snitch on our brothers. Our brothers are so good in it. So most of the bad stories you hear among Nigerians abroad, it's so unfortunate. It's coming from the Igbos. Things we are not known for. Things that we don't do before. Today we have learned them. We are even doing worse than the other people. When it comes to the area of prostitution, we were not known for it. It's not part of our culture. We now have to imbibe it from other people, from our people around us. Yeah, yes. And the moment we got into it, we became the worst. Look at the entire Nigeria today. You hear about the Fulanis kidnapping. They say that these are headsmen. They always target that these headsmen and the hunt and the farmers. Go to the southwest. Southwest is peaceful. There is no south. They are guiding their places without making noise. Sometimes you see them in battle with these people. There was a time they were shown when they went and ran wherever they were staying and burn it up. When they want to go on attack, we see how they went and we see their results. You come down to the east, where we are dominant, where we came from. You see what is happening. Who are doing those things? Igbos doing themselves. Then you begin to hear rhetorics like it is Fulanese. And you want to convince an if you are fighting, when can we see you apprehend one? We have not seen something to show. But when we hear stories of ransom paid, the people that came out, they'll still tell you, look at the people. We saw some of these guys at some point. But you see that it's mainly our own people, dominant here, doing it to their own brothers. Somebody was blaming Ojukwu. I know. When he, what's his name? Ijele was Ojukwu. He said a lot of things against Ojukwu, you know. I wasn't buying into all those things then. Because it's not my own thing. I knew really what happened, what started the war. So I don't see where this blame was coming from. There are things that was unavoidable. This thing was coming, not from like organize something. We know how the West does their things. They influence people, they give them money, they give them weapons, they give them everything. So you see that these people are coming at you. It's a raging fire. You are crying out and nobody was listening to you. Even though it wasn't taught in school, you may have heard how millions of Ndi Igbos were massacred in the north immediately after that counter coup. Which today we have evidence of it, like Nyamiri. We know why they started calling us Nyamiri. It all originated from that. And now this guy was like, you can come. All of you, this is our home now. Come. At least we can protect you. And now, instead of them coming alive, they are now coming in their corpse. They are killing them, bringing them home, sending their bodies back here. What do you expect? Ojukwu had to go for peace talk so that we end all these things. And after the whole thing, he was coming here believing, okay, this is the agreement. And then they reneged. And then there was another problem. So since you don't want this, now let me go. That was the bane of it. Let me go. We now came, we planned, okay, of our sovereignty now. This is what we have to do. And then the moment we now said, okay, this is our national anthem, unity will be among us, all these people that form this block, all these blocks that form this is how it's going to be. And immediately after that, they had to roll their tanks and going to war or going into that battle then it's not something you blame on Ojukwu. Ojukwu wasn't acting alone, though he was the governor, but he still has cabinet, and we still have our own village chiefs and the monarchs who were even then what do you call them, the premiers that we have in those days too. They are the ones deciding what happens. A common man in the street only listens to instructions, and that was what happened. So turning around to blame Ojukwu, I don't see it as like something making sense. So now Ojukwu then was only there to protect his people. So if you think that you are a strong man or whatever in Igbo land, the only way you can prove to everybody that you're a strong man is first of all trying to unite your brothers, because united we stand, divided we fall. Let us have unity of purpose. You can't be here crying that government is doing this to you when inside your house you are not in order. You are even feeding off your people. You are killing them. You are doing all sorts of things. So now you turn around and accuse government for corruption when you know that you swim in corruption. Your own blood brothers are corrupt. Come on, man. Your house is not in order. You must put your house in order. When we are united, a lot of changes will come our way. There abroad, when these guys went to that Indonesian embassy now to volume, Had it been some people were like, no, I don't want them to see me on camera. No, you guys can go. At least I still have some permit. I still have a permit. I still have 6 months to go. I still have 1 year to go. My paper is still valid, so I'm not participating. You see that they will never carry out that assignment to the fullest. But these people went there now to vent their anger. And that's exactly what they would have done if they were here. So this end hunger protest, they would have participated. So now Igbos, on the other hand, because you don't write them off totally, there were those days when we had come together to say, this is how we want to do it this time. And you'll be surprised to see that people answered that call. Like there was a time they did Boys Oye in Onitsha. That was around 1982. Boys Oye. And everybody came out like they had a meeting. But there was no meeting. It just started like an uprising. Everywhere, everybody came out. Onitsha and its environs. So they were able to gather the whole criminals and deal with them decisively the way it pleases them. It was when the Igbos picked offense with the Northerners here, which led to them chasing them away from Onitsha Head Bridge, chasing them down to Asaba. They went, stayed there. So somebody was like, among those people then protesting, one cried out that his brother is languishing in jail in Nkisi. From there, they were like, hey, we're heading there. And the next thing we heard was that there was a prison break. And after that prison break, I know that the government of Anambra State still announced that through the governor, if you had a few months to go, that you should return to come and complete your services, your serving. And then most of them came. They went and finished their terms. And then they were set right. It passed a great message that when you are not united, you won't be able to achieve anything, both in here and outside there. Before the police will act differently towards you, they would have seen that these people are united. If you touch one, hundreds of them will be here now. So that fear alone will make them not to be treating you like you are a piece of shit, which your government wants them to see. And when you see all these public office holders who are not performing their duties, you don't need to accord them. Yes, it happened during the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here. When Ike Ekweremadu visited abroad, Germany, he went there saying he came for a New Yam Festival. And we saw the end of it. We saw what happened. That thing was achieved due to unity of purpose. They were united. That unity is what is needed among Igbos. Anytime it's like Igbos are coming together, something would happen. Now let's take, for example, 2023. All Igbos who has been voting for long, voting from the time they voted Abiola in 1990 massively. Abiola won almost 80% in Anambra State. In other states in Igbo land then. He was a Yoruba man. Nobody complained. We united and gave him our votes. And he won that election, though it was cancelled. After then, we voted. In 1999, all Igbos voted Obasanjo. That wasn't a betrayal or whatever. Now, nobody accused the Igbos. But the very moment Peter came together and voted him, the youth talking nonsense against the Igbos, even threatening that Igbos must leave Lagos. Just this only one. We have united, and that unity alone shook Nigeria. The unity was the Jagaban of Lagos, of Nigeria, to lose vote, to lose the election in Lagos. One significant one. So that is to show you that when Igbos unite together, and these are go-getters. They were made so. They were born with it. It's in their blood. They are go-getters. The only problem is that they fail to unite. That's the stronghold in their life now. They are battling with it. How to withstand the pressure is a serious problem to Igbos. And these politicians, they know very Igbos. Just give one man money and he start singing. Few days ago in Abia State, we saw what Deputy Speaker of House of Rep was vomiting. He vomited those trash and people were busy on his matter. That is how it happens. Now you see that in Abia State, we have divided camp. One will be on his side and one will be on the side of the governor. The ones on his side are not seeing this guy like a bad guy, but because they are being coerced. When they walk on the streets, which was for many years waterlogged, they couldn't pass through there, but today they will still be walking, enjoying the electricity, and they will still be telling you evil about this man. It's because this man has come. Somebody gave him money. Even if they didn't give him money, they gave him power. For him to have found himself in that position, he's now intoxicated with power. That he's too arrogant. He thinks he can speak for everybody. He thinks he has the power now, after all, and with the ruling APC. Then go back again and hear what the Anambra State governor said against Peter Obi. He was openly, antagonizing Peter Obi, not even scared of what the Igbos will tell him. He was putting it to him, you are not going to win. You are not going anywhere. You can wait for 2027. So already he wishes his brother down. And when you listen to him, you could see that this is not coming from him. He's speaking for. So we see some people getting into that seats we are looking at today. All those seats that they are occupying one by one. We really should understand that the truth now is that for you to occupy that seat, you needed these masters from the other side. Those ones from the other side are the ones who decide who sits here. Like what happened in Imo State. The governor today in Imo State, he told you that it's not possible for anybody to remove him from this seat. He can't come this far now to lose it. Instead, for him to leave this seat, he said it openly now. And again, he now made a speech saying that PDP is a dead party, that is dead. That if you don't cross over to APC, that means you are not here, you are not in this generation. So he is comfortable. And as long as he's there, he will always speak with pride. After all, coming from fourth to first, you know what happened. It happened that nobody could talk. And that was when Imo State was divided. Imo State was severely divided. So the power to fight was weak. Even PDP already has been weakened. That is it. To put division among Igbos today is very, very easy and simple. And once you put it there, they scatter. In so many ways, they have achieved it. It's so powerful Igbo tradition is. How we abided tradition and culture. They had to bring this Christian religion of a thing to us. They went to the north. They see how it is with them. They had to put the Muslim to them. Because that's the only way you can conquer these people. Divide them. You go to the north, you give them Islam. So they now begin to see themselves like they are different people. You come to the south, you plant Christianity here. So now it's going to be forever divided. And now to come to that Igbo land, you need to infiltrate Igbo land. Even injecting Islam into us. This one will go and come back tomorrow. He tells you that he's Alhaji what. He changes his name. But now, there's a huge difference now Both of you can't communicate with him like normal anymore. They know all these things. When it's like we are getting ourselves from Christianity, they came with born again and Holy Spirit stuff. That's why today we come here, you see how we battle each other. We are telling you that this is not real. You are telling us that we are talking nonsense. This is, before you know it, we are divided. Igbo land is divided. Families are torn apart. Friends are no longer there. Uncles and cousins, like cat and dog. Nothing is working out anymore. And no longer hold. Instead of us to retain our sanity, they keep it, they pushed it then to the Nollywoods, which projects of our unity. They went and they tackled it. Produce a nice movie, nobody's watching it. But once you strip our girls, strip them, that queen who is no longer there, the people will buy. So today, look at our girls. They are all naked. The trend one now is a long skirt that will be slit till you begin to see her pussy. And she's not going to wear anything inside. So when she's out here now, she'll be trying to cover up. Cover up what? When you left your house, you know you are not putting on pants. So this is the immorality. And it keep going around. They see that, okay, these people might even find their way again. They injected drugs into our communities. Today, our young ones are just, look at their lives. You see 12 years, 11 years, 13 years already on drugs. Where is the rehabilitation center? Is government doing anything about it? No ways. We are always disadvantaged when it comes to getting ourselves back. We can't get ourselves back. It's difficult now. These are those things that has kept us well. And even as it's affecting us here, it's affecting our brothers abroad even more. Once you are tackled outside, or when they attack you outside, you know you have a place to run to, which is your home. Unfortunately, your home is divided. Your home is not safe. Your home is on fire. You don't have a place to call home anymore. We are surrounded. Is it not better we come together even if we are dying? Look at what happened. Those taken from here, they went there and they said, no, we'd rather drown together here. We are not going to be to anybody. And they held hands together, jumped into the water, and they died together. United. They were united. That was unity. Do we have it now? We don't. That's when people listen to people. When you talk, they listen. But today, so long as you are not that man of God, they are not listening to you. What we have today is my pastor says. We are talking morality. You are telling me your pastor say. So there's no way we can have a say. They said that when everybody is talking, nobody's talking. You are bringing your idea. This one is bringing idea. This one is bringing, and your own. You don't want us to implement it fully. I must act like a born again first. Come to your church before you and I can have a proper conversation. Are you okay? So we are divided. Even in that disunity, everywhere is torn apart. They brought deeper life. They left it here. They brought Catholic. They dropped for us. They brought Anglican. They dropped it here. They brought Baptist. They dropped it here. Kwa Igbo, Methodist, all these things. They brought them one by one and one and one and one. They keep pushing them. And when they come here, they put money into it. Look at when Redeem came. Every street corner, Redeem. Mountain of fire, mountain, fire. All these are coming from the west. So they keep infiltrating. Then our people now check and see that, oh, these people are here in our land. They are even making more money. So let's go and, what is it called? Chosen was born. Yes. That's the only church ever from Igbo man to have gone to so many places in Nigeria. Now, what's the essence of bringing all these things? What are they really after? You think it's you serving God. They know that forever will be divided. Even the West now, they have advantage now because their own brother is in power. We were helpless when Obasanjo went into power. We suffered. Most of you who doesn't know him. That's why during the time of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was broadcasting. And when Obasanjo says something in favor of him, They were like, hey, I will tell them, hey, if you were there to see what happened to us when Obasanjo was there, you wouldn't. We suffered. They all now is a game of north and south. Well, once it gets to the north, it might go to northeast, it may go to northwest or north central. But once it gets to, it's either it goes to southwest or south. Today, I can tell you that PDP is even considering again to give or see their ticket to Jonathan to come and rerun again. If you'll accept. This is when they will tell you that he's the only one to have even show gentlemanliness by conceding power ever before result was announced. This, that. They will tell you all sorts of flimsy excuses. He was able to make dollars stable. He was able to make this and that. But we know what will happen if they consider Peter Obi to come into their party to carry their flag. They won't consider it because it will favor the Igbos. So already we were disadvantaged. We know this very well, that we are disadvantaged. So what do we have to do? So the people that the only people that can survive disadvantageous position are people who came together under one umbrella. People who are united in thoughts and in actions. God. Cry with your brother when he's crying. Listen to him when he needs a listening ear. These people are doing it. It is not wrong if we can learn it from them. How people can rally round to achieve a purpose. These are same people. When you bring your brother so that you can do business together, what your brother is thinking is how to kill you along the line and possess everything alone. That is how we have degenerated. We are planning to do business that can rake in money, which if we continue, not knowing that in your mind, you are thinking of how to eliminate me and take over my sweat. That is what we have turned to of late. A brother who thinks that he has suffered a lot in this country, abroad, I don't know, whichever country you are in, is planning with you on business that you guys will go into to make money. And that same brother will keep more abroad than here. Call South Africa, call Johannesburg now. They will tell you. They're doing it there. This is your brother. Who knows you in and out will do that to you. Who will you run to? Your people, they all have their issues to tackle. Nobody is free. People are busy with their lives there. When are we going to learn this? How to come together? Even some guys abroad, they don't want to identify with their village people. Go and get their... telling you need to register with your brothers. Go to the meeting with them. Find out what is happening in your community. This is your community. We are talking your identity. We are talking your people. Your people can be wrong. Go be one of them. Little by little, you can win them over by talking sense into them. You can cause a change from afar. There's no way you can slap me when you are not closer to me. You must get close before you can tell, my teeth is smelling. You are close. If you want to bring a change, you must get close. Get into them. You tell people, those people, don't mind them. Whenever you go there, they keep talking money. Then go there, make them see reason why they won't be talking money. But you won't go. Your lifestyle is nothing to write home about. That is why you are running away from them. You have a tendency. And coming to that meeting, you know that these people won't look at you with good eyes. I know one guy I met in South Africa. He refused to come to our meetings because he was a bad guy, as far as I know. As far as I know, he was a bad guy. I don't even like getting close to him when he was in Nigeria. I was surprised to meet him in South Africa. So when I asked him, why is it you don't come to the meetings? He was like, I will come. But already I know he will never come. Even the ones I saw that came for meeting, at some point they stopped coming. It's your bad character chasing you all around. Too bad. You don't need no pastor to tell you to change. It's high time for you to make a change in your life. Let us see how we can come together. The only time we have ever ended in futility, it yielded fruit. The 2003 coming together to vote in P2B, it yielded fruit. Even the whole Nigerians could see that P2B was robbed. The whole world saw that P2B was robbed. That his people came to and they voted him from all angles of the country. Had it abroad was allowed to vote from their sides, nobody can count what P2B would have swept the whole poll. But finally, what happened? He was robbed because we are from Igbo land. We were disadvantaged. And you think that we cannot stamp our feet in Abuja? We can, but we are not united. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was held against his wish. And everybody condemned it. Even federal government knew they are guilty. That the way they went about it was wrong. That is why the case is still there. Now, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's call for unity among Igbos, even Nigeria was shaking. Nigeria shook that time. They never knew that Igbos could be united as such. There are sometimes you see youths marching in Owerri with their flags, not marching with weapons. They are marching with their flags, which was visible to everybody. Even as they are marching in Owerri, you see them in their numbers. And tomorrow you will hear that Germany, Holland, this, that, will have their own celebration or rally or whatever they want to do. You will still see Igbos come together, even putting on their clothes. This is what happened even when they were proscribed. The proscription wasn't because these people were violent. Even after they were proscribed, America even removed them from the list of their terrorists, whatever, that these people are not terrorists. America said it, that these people are not terrorists. They knew this was giving a dog a bad name to kill it. That unit. You see, they know that them being together, they can wait. See, Nigerians are afraid of Igbos. Nigerians are afraid of Igbos. Even wherever the Igbos are living, those host communities are scared that these people will take over. The thing is that we Igbos, because we are born with it, we don't understand who we are. We really don't understand the power that we yield. The power was too much. There are things I don't need to tell you here because you'll be surprised. Ever before your ancestor, even before your grandfather was born, it has been there before he was born. I need to tell you for you to know. These people has too much power. The only way to remove that power from them was by tackling their spirituality. That once they attack their spirituality, they will be weak. So how do you attack it if not by telling them that what they're doing is wrong? You will not project to them the wrong side of it. Maybe one time or the other, people got killed, mistake, a retribution. But that is the one they will be projecting. That's why some days ago somebody was saying, hey, you are talking about, what about the times they were killing the twins? Like really? How many twins have we in your village today? Since they are no longer killing twins, how many do we have in your community? We don't have them much. So projecting it that this is that the only crime going on in the world then? The people who were telling you that your ancestors were killing twins, ask him what were your ancestors doing then? Because I know too well that in this life, before kind of people among us before who are no longer in existence today. When I was growing up, I used to see some people born with 6 fingers. I have seen even one of my classmates then, he has dreadlocks, but he has 6 fingers. Night, Even when he was coming to school, they used to tie rope around this little finger, the 6th one here. They tie it until you get to a point that finger will fall off. So they were trying to correct some certain things. When I was growing up, I used to see some people with hunchbacks. So sometimes there was room. Even in Malawi or thereabout, that side, Tanzania, sometimes 2018 or thereabout, you hear the way they are killing people with hunchbacks. So sometimes there are things they try to correct in their own civilization. Then, if you want to tell people's story or their history, tell it to the fullest. Don't just go and start cutting some rubbish and putting it to them that their ancestors did this. What were your ancestors doing then? Or your ancestors were sent, right? They tell you that your ancestors, they were killing twins. Is that the only ones they see? Even in their places, sometimes they give birth to babies with one eye in the middle. Haven't you seen them on social media sometimes? They too, they eliminated those ones they don't want. There were people before, when you see them, they look exactly like it true. There are people you look at today, you see that somehow. Even the other day we went to watch soccer. The goalkeeper there. I didn't take notice of this then. But the goalkeeper, when you look at it, you could see that his hands here, like his hands are very, very long. It's almost touching the knees. So my guy looked at him and said, when you look at it, you see that thing. Like, I checked him, I was like, yeah. So it's kind of believed that with this his long hands, it's going to be an advantage to the team. So it won't be easy to score him. Now we have those kind of people before who looks exactly like those primate, like they said, or orangutan. Now, if a community decides to start eliminating that kind of species among them, they have their reasons. They achieved it today. They were providing, they were producing. You can produce 6 and one of them is not normal. You know what to do. You don't need to come to social media and start telling us. So when they hear of this now, they will capitalize on it to make you hate your ancestors. So these people have too much powers back then. They have it. When you talk power, they have powers. And these people were only surprised. They were like, how do we attack these people? Because they're too united. Imagine without social media, when someone dies in the community, there's a way to communicate, and nobody will leave in the morning. Everybody must gather. We must gather to know what happened. Today, put a call through. People have excuses to give. I have a work. The workload on my table is too much. I have this to attend to. I have this urgent one to attend to. I have an emergency. These are the excuses on the ground today. But back then, there was no social media. But we were able to communicate. Why? Because we still have that unity. We are still united. Those days, a brother can't be crying while you are here. When your brother cries, you cry. That's why we have an adage, cries, that the nose cries too. It's in our adage. That's a typical Igbo man. When your grandfather wasn't even born, they were together, they were united. All this your educational system today, I still put it to you that it is borrowed from that civilization. Today, after your studies, you still go for masters. It's either you go with your BSc or doctorate or whatever. But then, they still have doctorate then. I will tell you how. Because when this book came, they saw that we have them. They are merchandise. Great merchandise. So now what they do is, before you be pronounced, before they will give you that certificate, which is a title, seen it, you would have qualified for it. If you are a farmer in the area of yam, and they know that you have the skill, you know how to go about this. Because it's not about going into the farm. You must study the soil to know what this soil can give you. That is why you hear that somebody is DG. That DID is this one you are going for today. PhD, MSc. That is what it stands for. They call you DG. If you are a hunter, you can't go into a forest and come back without giant animals. There are those animals you don't hunt for, like Nchi. No, you are not for Nchi. You go for bigger ones. Okobo, you know, if you're fear, you become that BSc holder. You are qualified for it. We have all these things then. Those are celebrities. We have them. Our warriors. Those warriors we have who protect our land. Those ones who can now be the vigilantes we have in our communities. Those are the ones who are now turning the guns against their brothers, making money off their brothers, making money off their vulnerability. They see that their people are helpless. From generation to generation, Igbo land has always produced warriors. These warriors are to protect them, protect their dynasty, protect their communities. Now, when they come out, you know that their sizes, you don't even. So you only determine these people through that wrestling. There's always a combat. There is competition. So the neighboring villages will gather. So your village must produce like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you have it many, maybe you guys are skillful in that area. You have them. Tomorrow they are warriors. People depends on you. They come to hire warriors from your land to defend them, to chase away people, their adversaries, to chase away people who came to attack them. Then you go and secure the land for them. In turn, they give you some parts of their land. So by and by, you guys will come and live in their communities. They know that living in their communities will mean that tomorrow they will have your gene in their community, because you have to marry from their community also and begin to have children. So this is how this is how we have warriors scattered or spread all around the land. Those things that are good, we bring them closer to us. And the ones that are bad, we want to remove them. We want to eliminate them. But look at today where we are going. Those warriors we have among us, those big ones who are supposed to pass it down to us, they are now using it to their advantage. Selfishness. When they confront you, they take what belongs to you, and they know very well that you can't do anything. Who will you of your community? The PG of your community is already silenced. He is living under fear. They have come to warn him. If you overstep your bound, this is what happens. We will not only abduct you, but we will kill you and collect ransom too. So the PG can't speak on your behalf. The PG is scared. They go to the Igbo of the community. They go there and threaten him. Some places now in our land, even for 5 years, they have not stepped their feet into those communities. Why? They don't want to die. So the people who are supposed to protect us are now the ones killing us. And you think we'll ever come back together again as one people? When our land is like this, boiling, there are people who feed fat from our predicament. They are feeding fat. Once they join these politics, they sell their souls to the devil and speak highly against them. It's impossible, because they know how to infiltrate. They know that we love money so much. So they will come and give you money. They will promise you this, promise you that. The worst is when they give you a car. Once they give you a car, it's expected that you will always protect their interests. Wherever somebody speaks bad of them, you will fight for them. And the youths who are supposed to stand against you strongly, voice it out, even on the social media platforms, wherever, in their community platforms on WhatsApp. Instead of them to speak with power, they are speaking with fear, because they are lazy, and they believe that speaking against you will affect them. They are hoping that you will transform their life in the next 5-10 years, knowing fully well that power is transient, that this man who is in power today in politics, tomorrow might not be there. So all you're waiting, sit up today, stand up, forget these politicians, find a way to be close to your brothers, find a way to unite together, Stop looking at politicians. These politicians are willing tools in the hands of those ones above who has instituted them or who are putting them on that seat. They are serving their purposes. Cry me a river. That is what they believe in. Anambra State witnessed the worst administration back when Obiano was there. We were hoping and thinking that once he leaves power, that something dramatic will happen. Until date, nothing happened. All Anambrarians are like this. This one now, the current one, entered our sitting governor. He's there. We are not even expected. We are not even expected to say anything to the contrary. We are all expected to follow. You know? But when you say no, you are not going to follow blindly. You become an enemy. You start living in fear. You are expected to sing his praise that he's doing well. You go to Imo State, you are expected to say that he's doing well. Don't ever say that he's not doing well. But this is not us. We are lions. We are brave people. We are only cowards today because of our psyche has been damaged over the years. With all the things they threw at us, with the religion, with the aid they are giving us, with sicknesses here and there, and hardship, and they have frustrated us out of government. So today we find ourselves helpless that we have become number 3 or 4 citizens in the country. Look at Senate President, where he came from. We were still not eligible to become Senate President. Today, we are not even considered to become the Chief Justice or the Attorney General of the Federation. Even Inspector General of Police, we are not qualified. The only one that find himself a deputy speaker in the lower echelon, which is House of Rep, is there. Never for one day speak out. With all the things happening to Igbos, with even the threats ongoing in Lagos, he has not spoken against it. The way they attack Peter Obi, the way they level accusations on Peter Obi on daily basis, he's not after that. The only thing he's after is how APC will take over Abia State. And somebody will still clap for him. This is where we have found ourselves. Whenever anything good will happen to Igbo land, these people will find a way to disrupt it, scatter it. Don't be surprised when an Igbo man is fighting you in the name of Jesus. Like, why must you talk about Jesus? How do you think that Jesus is our? This is that slave that's in the house, thinking he's better than the slave in the farm. A slave in the house thinks that he's better than the one in the farm. He forgot the tag there. The tag is a slave. No slave is greater than any other slave. What makes you think that these people who told you bad of your ancestors will ever give you something that is worth it? Whoever told you that? Who was that said that? They gave you this book freely. After that book, nothing more to give you free. Nothing more to give you free. Gave you, which would have been adding to your life, is even taking off you like cancer, eating through. You can only be qualified by discarding your name, you guys, and put on English name. or Roman name. What does that mean to you? That your language is nothing. It shows that you are a slave. You are not qualified. They bought you over. When I present myself, you have seen that UK, British has taken over this one. I am a British slave. And you appear like a Catholic with a Roman name, Agatha, Donald, or whatever. They see that this one is an Italian slave, the Roman slaves. That is how we were divided. You think that they gave you church to better your life. It's not the purpose. They didn't come here to make you better. They came here to rule you. They came here to exert power over you. You work for them. Those our ancestors that sold their people, them then. What exactly to them? Somebody like Bishop Ajay Crowder was taken from here. He went and schooled there. And they brought him here so that they will have language advantage. Through him, they can deceive others. Now this man can speak. He's now doing business with the white people. He's coming closer to the Europeans. So bring your people. Let's go and educate them. Teach them how to do this and that. You keep giving them, thinking that these people are coming back tomorrow. They are not coming back. These are the truth they never told you. They never told you. It's just to go and come back. And it's forever. At a point, it became a business, very lucrative, because of the things they were getting. They first of all lured them. When you see a white snake, it looks beautiful. You forgot that this snake has a venom. It doesn't matter the color. It has venom. They know how to sting you. They came, you see them very beautiful, very shiny. They gave you one person that he died for you. Like really? Like he died for you. For what? Dying for you for what? You do. That he's dying for me. Do I know him? Does he know me? Do we know we? Do he know he? And today when I tell you no ways, who died for me was my ancestors, trying to save my ass. He said, "Hi, you and your ancestors." Yeah. And after that, you go to the shrine. You kneel down and call Saint Dominic to pray for you. Are you serious now? Saint Dominic to pray for you? But I should forget my ancestors. They didn't die for me. When you begin to see the true color of this religion is, but some people are, this one is not bad, and this, all of them are bad. All sin is sin. Error is error. Felony is felony. Criminality is criminality. Somebody who, before they came, they have come here, studied everything. They knew your power. They knew your strength. Asking one, Akasa raid. Akasa raid. Have you read of Akasa raid? You should drop your Bible now. Go and read Akasa raid. Go and read it. This is what Nigeria. It happened. It took place here. Go and read it. After reading it, I want to know if you still open the book of John. Read your own story first, so you see where I'm coming from. Jaja of Opobo, what happened to him? What was his crime? What did he do? Since you don't know why these people came to your land, what did he do? Jaja was the circulated story. Do you know how many people whose story you never heard that faced similar fate? Do you know? You didn't know. Have you asked? You don't bother to ask. After all, there is only one name given under heaven to you. Which heaven are we talking of? Under which heaven? If there is any name given unto you that you will be saved, you already knows what name. Are you wondering why in that picture you are seeing your Savior as white, and then see where they dropped your brother on the floor? quite number of years ago, like 2-3 years ago, you witnessed, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, and that was the end. That picture didn't show you the same thing you went and molded in your church, in your shrine, what that you called church, where a white was standing on top of a black man. Why wasn't it the other way around? Why wasn't the standing one be black while the one lying down was white? You are not seeing it. Out of what? Out of ignorance. And you ask me, how is it a problem? It's a problem because it damaged your sense. It damaged you that you're not thinking right anymore. They know how to attack, to weaken you. They are sneaky. They know how to enter you. That's how they told you the story of a snake. How snake went and deceived Eve. This is there. They are telling you who they are. They will come to a civilization, disrupt it. They came not only to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That is what they came for. We never invaded any land. We never took our civilization. We never imposed it on anybody. You must be doing this. It's your choice. If you see my way and like it, you join me. I am all about opulence. That is Igbo man. This is it. I have Nzu. Nzu stand, it signifies peace. I don't hide it. Whenever you come to my house, I will throw my doors open. I bring whatever treasure I have and share with you. I share my food with you. I share my water with you. I give you protection over the night. And even when you are leaving, I give you escort to protect you along the way. You went home. I offered you arms of friendship. I gave you my daughter for marriage. So what else? I am all about opulence. I am open to you. But when it comes to my spirituality, don't joke with me on that aspect. When I need to talk to my ancestors, I don't need you around. I have a way of doing my own thing. I have festivals to celebrate whatever sources that is giving me this much wisdom and power. I need to protect what I have. I inherited it from my ancestors or my parents. So why are you attacking it now? You're coming now to tell me that this is wrong? And today, look at all our children suffering. So many families are in bondage today because they caused it by their ignorance. They went and believed that following that Jesus is the only way out. It is not the only way out. Rather, it's a way to compound more woes upon yourself. Is he giving you for what? What is his profit there? I'm offering you this, and then after offering me, what next? Why are you offering me? Am I asking you? It's because we don't ask this time around. That is why we die like chicken. When somebody is offering you anything, try to find out what he stands to benefit from it. Ask him, what do you want? It's just like when somebody approached me and say, he's telling me about this, all these companies of you bring two people, the two person will bring two person, this two person will bring two persons. And this, after all these things you are telling me now, I want to know, how is this company making this money? Is it through this item you're having here? So let's talk about this item. How much are you selling it? Stop telling me if I bring these people, they will give me a car tomorrow. I will be this. When I bring 100 people, because you know a lot of people. When you bring them, then this is the amount you'll be getting. For what now? Where will that money be coming from? They will take me to Switzerland, lodge me in a hotel. They will offer me a car. For doing what exactly? Even during the COVID lockdown, there was a day we saw people lined up with different cars. They say that they want it on this one. Hey, they want it. That this one is holding so position in the company. After bringing more than how many people have to this status, today is qualified for a car. You see car lined up. I was like, this is a Ponzi scheme. You don't tell me shit. Oh, so I feel one day behind them. When they are coming, they know what they are coming for. These are smart people, business people. Just as you are. The only thing that killed you is that you overtrust people. The trust is too much. You lose guarded. That's why they came. They invaded you. That invasion, they invaded you not physically. They invaded you mentally. That's why we are suffering mental disorder. Some of us are suffering from multi disorder. Yes. You are confused now. You overtrusted. They offered you this religion. You don't know what religion is. Something you cannot ask questions. They went and put hedges around it so that you to escape. The same way you come to a mine, they will go and plant land mines. They know you can't steal this gold and disappear. If you dare try to escape, the landmine will blow you to pieces. So you have to. This is what they did. They built hedges around you, around that religion. Just believe that he will provide for you, but don't say bad about him. You know, don't question this. You are now scared that when you say this now, you are doomed forever. Are you crazy? Are you mad? Who is fusing this nonsense into you? Is it not high time for you to wake up? They're telling you nonsense. We are known for we are very strong. We are strong people. We don't give up. We are go-getters. Anything we want to achieve, we go extreme and achieve it. That's who we are. So they know when they leave you, you will do wonders. Have you asked yourself, why is it that Oka here can no longer produce guns? But Nigeria will go and buy. You buy AK from Russia. You buy this one from here. You go to Israel and buy. But you can produce it here. What stopped it? What stopped it? Why is it illegal? Is it illegal while you are buying it outside? You have metal, you have speed here. Why not produce it here? You are crying that you don't have enough weapons to fight Boko Haram, but you can produce it yourself. You can produce it yourself. So why are you stopping it? Because it's coming from Igbo land. So if we start producing it now, automatically, it will give us money. And they want to be selling their own. So it's pronounced evil and illegal here. You don't need to touch it. It's your brother. But that Rome, that brother Catholic, has fought on countless wars in the world. It is not seen in Rome. Neither is it seen in Britain. Can you count how many wars they fought? Saddam Hussein, who killed him? He died. And when has it been pronounced evil? For it. So we don't have international criminal court anymore. It's only when it comes to inviting an African president. You invite an African president. They were after what's the Liberian president's name? Samuel Doe, whatever. You see what happened. Patrice Lumumba, how did he die? Who killed him? The same people killed him. Was it not 2, 3, 4 years back? They used to melt his body. Who did? So to them, using that guns, ammunition is not a sin, but you are not qualified to produce it and use it. And our own politicians who are mentally cannot be true so long as they are comfortable. These people will tell them, whatever your Congress, whatever your parliament decides in terms of your salaries, it's all up to you. We will find a way to just know how to hold the people. Don't make them cry too much, but you are free to do whatever. We'll protect you. And they will always protect you so long you are very loyal to them. Now they are talking about seizure of aircraft. A governor in Ogun State, one particular state, is causing us national shame. Till date, no arrest has been made. If that man was from Igbo land, you know what would have happened now. Protest. You didn't hear how many people that was killed in Igbo land because Igbos united and said, we are not going to do this. Had it been Igbos are getting united like this, that unity only came alive when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here. Even when they said that on Mondays nobody should go to the market, they complied. Though it was forced brutally somehow. But originally, you see, when it comes to that 30th of May that they called Biafra Day, to remember the Biafran war heroes, everybody made peace with it. They united and said, it's fine. We'll sit at home on that very day. The thing is there. But the problem is that anytime you find a way to come together, These people knows where to go and tighten up. We'll still find ourselves like 20 yards back again. We have to start afresh. That's why Imo State man finds himself as an Imo State man. An Enugu man sees himself as an Enugu man. Anambra as an Anambra man. I appreciate those who tries to, like talk other people, other components of Igbo land who sees themselves like they are no longer Igbos. Those ones that tries to unify them. I like it, but what I stand for is, if you think you are too big to be considered an Igbo man, it's up to you, it's your choice. We are more than enough this side. It's a shame for you to say I am an Igbo. People like people from Rivers and people from Delta, we know why you say you are not an Igbo. But the problem is, will you be able to tell your children tomorrow the original story of why you are denying your Igbo-ness? Because when you die and your children is not aware of it, the next ones that will come will find it difficult to understand it. But still, nobody forces you to say you are an Igbo. Igbo is too big for you, even. If they come to your state and bring, like Delta now, all the Igbo-speaking areas in Delta, you bring them into Anambra, Anambra will swallow all of them. Give them communities, Anambra will swallow all. One man, two plots of land, Anambra will still swallow all of them. Nobody's begging you. We know why you said, why you are afraid or why you are ashamed of your Igbo-ness. The same thing that I'm discussing here. It happened. It started even in 66. When in Asaba, when all the guys were brought together and they opened fire and shot all of them, it made most of them to deny that they are Igbos. They were promised a lot of positions. Then, even today, if you go to those communities that consider themselves non-Igbos, when they are really Igbos, go there, you see that they're anymore. Those benefits they enjoyed in the 60s, 70s, it's all gone. And those things make them lazy then. They felt they were working in governors or in government. And the more the days, they keep getting disadvantaged. They keep losing it. If you come to Delta State today, come to Asaba today, you understand this thing I'm telling you. Government in Asaba now. All attention has been shifted to Warri. Yes. It's no longer here. Ask questions. So all the benefits you're enjoying is drifting away slowly and slowly. And that's when you know the meaning of Igbo man. That's when you will know what Igbo man stands for. That Igbo man doesn't need government to be who he wants to be. Igbo man is more than enough to feed himself and survive, even to live. Igbo man doesn't believe in. Igbo man lives. It's when you, even working for government, belittles you, makes you to struggle and survive. Look at what's happening. If you're a policeman now, you are surviving. If you're a civil servant, you are surviving. You are not living. But when you see a real Igbo man come to a club now, you know that this man is living. He's alive. You ask yourself, how working hard is not waiting for you for the month end to earn his salary. He's putting something now to see what he gives me. Yeah, I put something, what do I get? Okay, I must travel now. When I go to America, how long am I giving myself? How long am I giving myself to achieve this? You are fortunate. You go there, you continue working hard. Sometimes you go 3 shifts, no sleeping. You mother sleep, do it. And after a few years, you are here. This one is still waiting to be given the rank of sergeant. You have gone there, you have made your money. You are back here. And when he's angry, he forgets that what made this guy successful is inside of him. What was given to him is what he already has. You see, you can never get cancer. You can never get ulcer from what you eat. It's not possible. You can only get ulcer from what is eating you. Take it anywhere. You get ulcer from what is eating you, not from what you eat. What goes into you doesn't defile you, it's what comes from you. The success of Igbo man is not from what he gets, it's from what he took out of him. What he exudes, the air, the energy is what makes him Igbo, is what makes him successful. Wherever you find, when he stands with confidence. When he speaks with confidence. You'll be asking, you'll be wondering, what is making this? I mean, you think you're a tough man? You think you're a tough man? Yes, he's a tough person. If you look at him, he's built, look at his physique. He's tough. Nature made him that way. He can survive, he can live with or without you. That's why we don't stay for long and we don't serve. Somebody's gate, you find an Igbo man doing gate man. No. To be comfortable with the one room you give him by the gate, that's where he stay with his wife, with his children. That is not an Igbo man. He would rather find somewhere, find block, put it together, use trampoline and cover it. He knows that one day he will make it 2 rooms. That is Igbo man. And when another one begins, you see that these are progressives. They are thinking, how do we make this? How do we do this? Before you know it, they've achieved together unity of purpose. But lately, we are degenerating into something else. We no longer come together to have healthy conversation. Even when we come together, we start arguments. We argue over things that are not ours. We argue over things that doesn't add anything to our lives. We argue on Jerusalem. We argue on Jericho. We argue on Jesus. We argue on Jephthah. We argue on Jonah. We argue on Moses and Joshua. What is the meaning of this? Like, really? And no man in your community today is found worthy for you to speak good of. That's why in your community chat group, you don't talk. You don't want to praise somebody who has lived a good life. That is not who you are. Present yourself who you are. Stop living in denial. You want to keep your mouth shut because your father kept his mouth shut. Your father didn't want to embrace it. And you are walking in the footsteps of your father. Your father died wretched. That means you die wretched too. Your father wasn't rich. Then you die a poor man. And that spirit inside of you that was caged, it needs freedom. It wants to blossom. It just want to break out. And you keep holding it down. Let it out. There's what is called self-abandonment. Yes. Aloofness. Freedom. That is who we are. When you are free, you can express yourself. That's why we need space. You don't see us like 10 in one room. No, that is not who we are. Igbo man can pay high cost of rent. He doesn't bother. He knows he's making it. We need comfort. We need maximum comfort. Igbos are expensive today. Igbos made Lagos expensive. Igbos made Abuja expensive. Make your research. Go to all the highbrows in Lagos, all those places, you find Igbos. When we talk Igbos, we are talking of 25, 27-year-old boys who are in Alaba, those places doing their business. You wonder, when did this one come? And now he has made money. How? What does he do? What is he doing? He's not Yahoo. We are smart people. We are not dull. We are not dullards. Our ancestors were not dullards. They were doing things conscientiously. They are wise and smart too. These things, we didn't just possess them. It brought us here. It's in our DNA. We are children of the lions. Yes. Even our attire, you see. You see a leopard there in our attire. It represents us. It's who we are. We are bold like brass. We have strength. We don't run away from challenges. But today, look at us. Hey, God, go down on your knees. Go down on your knees for what? How can I be rich watching my child wretched? And my child will come to me. My own son will come to me and kneel down to beg for food. Ah, you are mad, my man. Whoever made you this, whoever turned you to this sheep you are, that person must have, God forbid. Me go down on my knees. For what? No, for what? He that brought me here, whatever power that brought me here, it knows my going. It's what moves me. Whatever decision I'm making, I make it with it. So go down on my knees for what then? For who? For what? That my knees will touch the ground. For what? I'm not a slave. I'm not a servant. I'm not a beggar. I eat when I want to. I go out when I want to. I transact. I talk. I call. I do whatever I want to do. That's why I'm a king. If I'm down on my knees, it means that whatever brought me here is still down on his knees, wherever it is. He's weak. He's helpless. I'm not different from whatever is in me is what I showed you here. I am not different from what you're seeing. That is who I am. So you should know the spirit that is speaking through me, and that is my ancestor using me to speak. So you should understand through me who they are. They are not lazy. That's why I'm not looking for miracle. I don't beg for miracle. I don't beg for it. I don't even expect it because I know it will happen. I know. I don't believe things. I know things. Igbos knows things. That you or where. Before ever you were born, that slogan has been on the street. Igbo funanya okwe. Igbo adachile awunye na ba na agụ ọnụ wee kweta. O jiri abụrụ na ọ trọsụrụ gị. Is because dị nwe ike ime mistake mgbe na so ime ngụkwa anya. Onye Igbo nyekwa gosi gụọ onye agụọ. You need to ka agwa enye ha anaghị ozugbo ebu anụ mmiri n'aka. Ọ bụrụ ofu maka ọsịa ọgwụ ya. That is who we are. So whatever teaching, whatever doctrine, whatever they are fixing into your psyche, is up to you to filter them and know which one to keep here and which one to trash away. Know who you are. Even you are this. Believing and knowing are two different things. Igbos don't believe. Igbos knows. That's why they brought those things, to keep that your knowledge and infuse in you that thing that is bizarre, that thing that is not real, that thing that is not clear to you. Instead of it's translucent, and you were told not to question it. Believe. At the end of the day, you will see a flicker of light. No! I want to see that light now. Because time comes when I won't be able to stand up to go and fight. I will look for that goat during the day. Because night comes when I won't be able to see it. That is who we are. Whatever we are not able to achieve now, we will never achieve it at old age. That is why we don't want that blessing that comes at old age. The type that was given to Abraham. And you came to tell me about it. You want me to be clapping. In my 99 years, that's when I'll be hoping child. Are you okay? Go, it's raining. What are you giving to him now that he will enjoy? He's not enjoying anything. This fame, he would have enjoyed it some years earlier, when life is meaningless to him. He's anxious of nothing now. None of us want such blessings. When you are chatting, Abraham, blessings are yours. Abraham wasn't blessed in the morning, neither was he blessed in the afternoon. After making this money and you don't have a child, you know that a lot is missing in your life. And now you're only having your kid when you are about to go to your grave. So what is the blessing there? What kind of stupid blessing is that? They ask him to count the stars. If you are able to count, I don't need to count. I want to be producing them now and be seeing them. Stop telling me. It's when I start producing, I know that I am potent. When I'm not producing, I'm impotent. Telling me, okay, don't worry, with time, the Lord will do it in his own time, with your own time. I'm not here to work in your own time. I know that time waits for nobody. My time here on earth is limited. It's not even guaranteed. So I can't be talking this your trash. It's the best. No, my own time is the best. I know when it's best for me to go and to come back, to do and not to do. I am the holder of my destiny here. I control it. I decide what happens. To remove myself from here and to stay here is all up to me. Because if I remove myself from here, I know that where I'm going, I have a target, what to achieve there and come back, so that I can enjoy it this night, so that I can use it for tomorrow. It's up to me to read the time and use my time judiciously, not waiting for something I'm not sure. You say I should be hopeful, that is my hope, my target, my this. I should anchor my faith, my this, my trust. Okay, you are a mad person. You are a madman. So when my people are going into the farm, I should wait for God's time to know the planting season. Planting season, there is a time under the sun for everything. Time to plant and time to harvest. So stop telling me that God's time is the best. It's not true. There is for everything. The best time is now. Any expenses you have to make, it must be now. If you don't make the expenses now, tomorrow comes when you find it difficult. Only be wishing, I wish I had bought this thing last year. This car was sold for 5 million. Imagine now it's 13 million. Do you have 13 million now to spare? If you had bought it 5 million last year, now you won't be bothering yourself. So the best time is now. That call you've been having in your mind to make for a long, this is the time to make connection. That business connection, this is the time to fix date. That lady, that's your spouse, this is the best time to propose. And you want to propose her now, even on your bed. Propose her is the best time. Once you learn that there is not like God's time, is the time, your own time is the best. Once it comes into your head, start immediately. If it's not going to yield fruit, it wouldn't have come into your mind. It came into your mind for you to ponder, reflect, and work on it. Then you see the result. Every result ever achieved came as an idea. It was nurtured before this result you are seeing today. 20-story building was started with a block. Whatever comes to your mind, do it now. There is nothing like God's time is the best. This, that, God's gift, this. What gift? What gift? Your best time is now. Allow it in your anymore. You are the one to tell yourself the truth. All these things they are telling you, read this book, read this book. Whoever gave you that book doesn't love you. He doesn't. If he loves you, year in, year out, we'll be seeing his hands in our communities. Hey, it's not gonna come and then take away the one you've given us already. Take them so that we can watch away everything concerning colonization. That colonization came with slavery, came with your religion, came with all these things, name changing, what. You must take them away so that these people can get back to their senses and rediscover who they are. You can't be combining living with all these nonsenses from different places and you say you want to retain yourself. You can never. Indians, they retain themselves. They know who they are. Their culture is still intact. To go and spend nothing less than 3, 4, 5 million because I want to marry her. Marriage. You want to lure me to your church where I go and spend money again. How many weddings? Even the one I did in my church. When I went abroad now, or what they tell me to go, I must go to the court again and perform court to marriage. We keep bringing things that are ours. How many white people have done Igbo traditional marriage? Why are they not doing it? They can't learn from you because you presented yourself inferior. The only avenue through which we would have projected who we are was still attacked. Nollywood. That is why no young man today wants to drink from the palm wine cup which the wife gave to him on their traditional marriage day. He's scared that somebody would have, projected some kind of evil into his drinks. Because Nollywood killed our image. Nollywood told a different story about us, and this is what people think we are now. How do we change the narrative? How? We must unite together before we can achieve it. If not, they will continue to even do more. Because when people are laughing, enjoying it, you think, it's nothing. You guys are too serious. Yeah. We continue to wallow in self-pity. See how marriages are crashing. It's what they want. Today, they want you as a man to be sleeping with your fellow. I hope you accept it in good faith, because you want everything that is not guilty. When I tell you autochthonous, you don't want to hear about it. Check Nigeria out. The only good thing that came from Obasanjo that we're enjoying today is using our own product. That's when our musicians began to eat fine, because we must listen to American music. The very time Obasanjo entered there, he enthroned it here. They stopped playing all those musics. Our own took over. That's when our artists became big. You begin to hear big names. They begin to buy cars and start enjoying luxuries, traveling at will. We began to watch our own movies. Now just blossom. Ever before that, it was Chinese, the Commando, Rambo, American. That's all the ones we depended on them. They killed our own and imposed their own. We want to be sure. You see every kid, be sure. They keep showing us all. Today, when you have an issue with your brother, the next thing, he's assassinated. They put it closer to you. We are forming different kind of cult, gang. For what exactly? To attack each other. No in him anymore. Even tell his brother, see what this guy did to me. Knowing fully well that whoever brings the complaint just wants peace. You are not willing to tell anybody. You just conceal it in your heart. You know what you want to do. You start making inquiries on how you can get a gun or a gunman to come and finish this job for you. You have some money to give him. He himself going for those things doesn't know the implications of that. This is the value you gave his life. You pay him 200,000, you gave him 1 million to go and eliminate somebody. So his life is worth 1 million to you. He might go there and not succeed. What happens? He goes to jail. He might even get killed there. Million. If they have all these things in their mind, they won't be doing all these dirty jobs for you guys. Go and do your dirtiness. That is how we have degenerated. We are no longer who we are. We keep running after things that are not ours, thinking that it's making us. What is it making you? When it's not you, it's not you. You are only trying to grab what is not yours. Forcing guy. Somebody will come here and start speaking English like his father invented it. And when you can't speak it like him, he laughs at you. Hey, he's still too Igbo. Shouldn't I? So how then will the world know where I came from? If not from my tongue. Why am I making you not to know where I came from? Am I a criminal? I'm not a criminal. I'm an Igbo guy. I expect you to listen to me. I'm trying to tell you my story, but now I'm using somebody's language. And you expect me to speak it like that? No, I'm not that man. I'm not a white. I'm an Igbo man. It's my own brother. My own brother will laugh at me and call me an illiterate. But you see an Hausa man, his brothers won't clap for him that he's even trying to speak somebody's language. That is it. They put us here. We keep struggling. You struggle from here to here. We keep struggling, fighting each other, arguing over nothing. What a bad life. What a bad life. So, without unity, we Igbos are not going anywhere. And we will never get there. It's nothing to become the president of Nigeria. It's very, very easy for Igbos. Unity. One voice in the House of Senate. And you need to speak with one voice in that House of Rep. Once they are together there, it's done. Once they are together there, it's done. We learned that Nnamdi Kanu is still in prison because Igbos are not united. Those who are supposed to vouch for him, we are not there. You see? So many things, even from the past, because we are not united as some areas, it has affected us so much. They like it when we fight. When Ifeanyi Uba and then Koscielny had an issue, that was long ago. But it hasn't been long. The video began to circulate everywhere, which would have made people to hate Ifeanyi Uba the more. Fortunately, one day they brought out one video and said that this one happened 2013. Ever since then, they have made up. They even had a video where they came together and some other things. They have sorted it. But they want you to always argue about it. Sometimes they will accuse Peter Obi over something so that all of us will be busy while they are doing their own stuff. While we are busy talking about Peter Obi, then you see some people will tell you, I told you that Peter Obi will not become the president. You guys are idiots, this, that. Then we start arguing over that. Before you know it, we are fighting. Some start threatening. It's you. We are watching you. This, that. We continue fighting each other. So that we can never come together. This is all they planned. And it's working out for them. They attacked us in so many ways. Mentally. They attacked us. The worst thing you will suffer is mental illness. Once you have even mental stress alone, mental stress will rake you down. Mental stress will finish you. So anytime they want to attack you, they attack you mentally. That is what we are suffering. Those ones that think they're educated, they are fools in the church. They can't question anything thrown to them in the church. They can't even defend it anywhere. They would rather put it to the spirit, that things of the spirit, that you are not supposed to know it. What is it that you know that I'm not qualified to know? What is it you know that I'm not qualified to know? In the school, I'm doing better than you. In social world, I'm doing better than you. So when it comes to this very religious nonsense, you become the only one eligible for it. You are suffering from mental slavery, which made Bob Marley to do that song. He didn't prepare to do the song. It came to his mind after going through all the things happening in the black communities. He came with that song. Old pirates, yes, they rob by. Old pirates. They robbed him and sold him to the merchant ships, like those merchandise, those ones that will come with those ships, written Jesus saves. Those ones that promise to take you to a better land, for you to go and learn their language, see this, and they will return you. And he said that minutes after they took him from the bottomless pit, you know how they were being packed in that ship, right in the belly of the water, at the bottom of it. That's where you are packed. When some people dies there, they throw you into the river. He said, but my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty. My hands was made strong by the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. It's a triumphant entry we are into now. He now asks you, won't you help to sing this song of freedom? Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption. That's the only thing he's hearing now. Redemption songs. Let us redeem ourselves. Let's redeem ourselves from mental slavery. He says, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Did you hear that? From mental slavery. And he says, none but ourselves can free our. It means only us can free our minds. None but ourselves can free our minds. He says, have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. Have no fear. All those are just negative energies. So don't fear anything. Have no fear. You're a warrior. None of them. That's why I say there's nothing like God's time is the best. Time is moving. We are doing our time now. So they can't stop it. They can't stop our time. Our time is now. They can't stop it. Remove this thing from your head now so that you can move with time. The time ticks and changes, so we must change with time. Keep up with the pace and keep moving. Johnny Walker. Because none of them can stop. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? How long shall they kill our prophets? Don't you know that we are the prophets? You are waiting for somebody to prophesy to you. We lift the prophecies to ourselves. This is what I want to do tomorrow. I want to build this. I want to be there. I want to travel. I want to marry. I want to buy this. You prophesy into your life. This is what you want. You need to work for it. You're a prophet. And even in that Bible is contained. He said, your young ones shall prophesy, and your old ones shall dream dreams. You only dream when you are old. You dream of those things that you cannot afford anymore. Those places you can't get to. That is dream. A young man doesn't dream. Dream what? You prophesy. If our bagoten, obi go chọrọ ya. Ikwupụ okwu nna nke akwa ọkụ dị na-eri dị ya. N'ụdị ọwa m na mburu ọwa kịta taa makwa ife ọbụ nga na-achọ. Ị na-ekwu ọ na-abaghị n'isi. You talk to yourself. Ya ka ngwa na ya anyị na-achọgharị bụ n'ime. Ị na-ekwu ihe ị chọrọ. Na-achọ m ịgba ọwa makachi. Na-achọ m akwụkwọ this year. Na-achọ m na Nigeria this year. Na ka nna aga n'ụwa nwanyị. Na ka nga na-abido afịa. At least nsupegodu ofu mana m esupe n'ofu. Na ka mmegodu nka. Na ka nje gba akwụkwọ. Na ka nje mee nka. Ị na-ekwu na-esi iti n'ime gị. O nwee ekpere ị na-ekpe. Ọ ya bụ ya na-ekwu bụ ọgụ ya ịgọ ya. Ị na-agodo ihe ịchọ. Na-ejigbu mmadụ ebe a kpọgburu mmadụ na ọnụ etu a ka esi ekwu ya. Ọ ya anwụ. Ọ ya adịrị ya na mma. Ọ ya eme ikwucha ome ike dị n'okwu ọnụ. Then when you are here, speak life into yourself. Prophesy into your life. The Agulagubu prophecy there is lies. That's not prophecy. You are a prophet. Hey, in Nigeria, allude that to somebody. You might hear them. Oh, hajabu mental sickness. You are a prophet. Prophesy to yourself. So we are watching them kill our prophets while we stand aside and look. Killing them, but mental killing, so they are helpless. They see themselves like helpless. They have to depend on somebody to prophesy into their life. Young man, I see you traveling abroad. Why must he be the one to see you? I see you becoming this. That man said it some time ago. You are sick. Because as a young man, you will future. You need to work on it. You will wait to that peak. Or you will dream. Or you will target. You will feature. Nobody feature now. You don't know what you want. You don't know. You don't know what you want. If you know what you want, you might even in an email what to see one. You know, one step at a time. That's why you see that every year. Okay, what target you when if I can accomplish this year. Something you've not done before. Email you relax next year. I even put it to the government. Giving us 7-point agenda is just a routine nonsense. Let's see you achieve one thing in a year. If it's road network, yes, you achieve road network. If it's health, you achieve the health. That during his time, he wasn't joking with the health. That all hospitals in his state was equipped. That is how it should be in our lives. Prophesy. Now we are watching them murder our prophets while we stand aside and look. Oh yeah, Bob Marley go. You don't understand it. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Whoo! We must the rest of it. So when these men do, or whenever you see them drop a song, listen to it. You find meaning in them. They were moved and they were inspired into those things they are doing. But somebody is telling you that the book was the writers were inspired, and you think that somebody that did this song wasn't inspired. Anything that comes alive was inspired, either positively or negative. So that's my message for you today. Thank you for giving me your time. I love you guys for your support. If you're just coming now, you've just watched our program. I am still that man. There you go. Oh, Kingsley Kenna. This year, just that Facebook has a way of restricting me from reaching out to my audiences. So he will restrict me every now and then. So my messages are no longer going far. People have reported my account in so many times over some errors and stuff. So it has affected me so much. But just keep with us. You always find me here. Thank you. Thank you. Akinwumi Fakolujo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Makamwa William Tevez. Humble Asegu. Thank you. Vince Max. So people says that I talk nice. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Thank you. This is who we are. Even if we didn't have church today, we won't be the worst of all people, because we were not known for violence. Our ancestors were not known for bad things. So there's no way bringing that thing to our land can make us better. Because even you that brought it, you are not the best. So why would I believe in whatever you have to say? You should have lived by example. And ever since you brought it, has caused a great division. So a sane person would have known that what I'm saying is true. Our land is no longer what it used to be, of what I'm saying. That in the 80s we were united, because church wasn't too harsh on us. But with the very moment we went so deep into it, it destroyed us totally. And they brought their own civilization. We thought that their civilization is the best. We discarded our own civilization. Today, but back in the days when we stick to our civilization, we were not hungry. There was no poor among us. Even those that brought religion even testified before those that sent them. They said that when we got there first, we didn't find any poor or beggars among them. They know all these things. We were hardworking people in our own civilization. We are not looking down on each other that you are naked, because we don't have naked people among us. We were okay. We were living fine. If you don't have, your brother won't let others see that you don't have. They come to your aid. They clothe you. They feed you. They even help you to build your house. They give you shelter. They do it benevolently. We don't discriminate. No, we don't. That's why we come together and form a clan. Different people from different walks of Igbo land, they come together and form a community. And they do things in a good way. None of them will harbor criminals. None of them wants to be identified as fathers of criminals or fathers of harlots. They want, before you get married, they must make inquiries to make sure you are going to bring somebody from a family that is well-to-do. That is who we are. We don't want to crossbreed with people from lazy background. We want to crossbreed only with people who has something positive that we don't have. Either we are crossbreeding with the warriors, or we are crossbreeding with merchants, or we are crossbreeding with intellectuals. This is how we lived our life, and people began to see how great. Today you are they even intimidate you for not even having a university degree. they mock you because you don't have certificate, as if he that has the certificate is the best. He's not even living fine. You that is in the bush, you are better than him. The only thing is that he speaks another man's language better than you. He dresses fine than you. So what is dressing fine when you don't have anything to show for it? You are still borrowing money from that one that doesn't even have. You are not ashamed of yourself. Today you are bragging of certificate. What exactly is the use of that certificate in the country? You are not even accepted anywhere in the world with that nonsense certificate. Certificate has offered you, given you a job befitting of your certificate. They give it to an illiterate who knows the man that sits up there. So you see that it's nothing. Today you are still bragging with the rubbish you are carrying. Yo, I've not seen. Thank you. I'm shutting down now. I'm shutting down. You'll find me back again. Take care of yourself. I love you. Sure.